Coventry play Sunderland tomorrow night in the Championship playoff semi-final first leg. Our reporter Kirsty Edwards has been speaking to Coventry manager Frank Lampard, and we can see Kirsty now. Hi there. It's been a great run of form for Coventry to get into the playoffs. Just how important will that momentum be?
Yeah, absolutely. You can't see them. They're hidden behind some fencing to the left of me, but the Coventry players are out training, getting ready for this big game. And as you say, if you look over the last 10 games, certainly momentum does lie with Coventry coming into this game. They've taken 13 points from those 10 games, including 3 from Sunderland back in March. Sunderland have taken 8 points in that time and have lost their last 5. However, I think Coventry certainly expecting the best version of Sunderland for these games. The Sunderland that at one point were potentially looking on course for automatic promotion, but certainly have been around the playoff places all season. So a tough game coming up. It's been 24 years now since Coventry were last in the Premier League. Frank Lampard is desperate to get them back there and desperate to become once again a Premier League manager.
Well, it would mean a great deal for me personally, clearly, because I think it's, you want success, relative success, wherever you are. I think the reality for this club and for us and us as a group this year is what it would mean considering where we were in November, December and the early parts of the season, from the work done for the players who have owned it and really shown really consistent performances and managed to move up the table. Would mean a great deal because of where we've come from, and also for the club. The history of the club is a great history of FA Cup finals, playing in top tier football, and it's been a long while. So I understand that the sort of responsibility of that, but those are things that we can deal with if they come. We absolutely just have to focus on hopefully 3 games, but specifically 1 now, and then the away leg, to see what we can do, because it's what we do on the pitch that will get us there or not.
Also, we've been speaking to midfielder Jack Redoni this morning as well. He got the 2 goals last weekend that saw them beat Middlesbrough, and he was saying the turnaround under Frank Lampard has been exquisite. And it certainly has been. When Lampard came in, they were in 17th. They were just a couple of points off the relegation zone, 10 points off the playoff places. So it's been a brilliant run of form under him. They now have got what they hope will be 3 games coming up, 3 games separating themselves from the Premier League. They know, though, that these games against Sunderland will be tough. It all starts on Friday night. That one's in Coventry, and then the second leg will be on Tuesday night. 2 big games coming up for this side, and 2 big games that you can, of course, see live on Sky Sports.
Absolutely can. And Kirsty, thank you very much. Right, so Nick joins us now for more on the Championship playoffs. I'm just glad I'm asking the questions, and you've got this job of taking us through it, because what is the state of play going into these then, Nick?
Well, here's how they finished in the Championship table. So, as we know, Sheffield United, the 3rd place finishers, having looked for so long like they might get into that top 2. They will face Bristol City, of course, a 22-point gap between those 2 sides. And then you have Sunderland in 4th and Coventry in 5th in the other games. So that's how it finished in the table. And those are the 4 teams who will be vying for that spot in the Premier League in the playoffs.
2 huge games coming up for obviously each of the 4 sides. And then that date at Wembley we will have for 2 of them. Let's have a look at the form then for these sides going into this, and try and have a little bit of a look about what we can maybe expect if it's based on the last 6.
Yeah, so we've got the form here. These are the last 6 games. So Coventry, as we just heard, they probably have more momentum than the others, don't they? They have 10 points from the last 6 Championship games of the season, so they have taken the most points from those games. Bristol City next on 8 points, then Sheffield United on 7 points, and then bottom of the pile, Sunderland with only 1 point from their final 6 games of the season. I mean, what you would say is that none of these teams are in exceptional form, are they? Even Coventry, 10 points from a possible 18. It's good, but it's not amazing. So they're all looking to find their way in the playoffs, and looking to find some form when it matters most, because of course these games are what count in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. When you have a look at how they do, oh my gosh, against the top 6 kind of flipped around a little bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, this is their record in games against top 6 Championship sides this season. Sheffield United are top on that front, so they have 11 points from their games with the top 6 sides this season. Sunderland, decent record as well, 10 points. Coventry with 9, and Bristol City with 7. So they are pretty evenly matched, aren't they, in these games against top 6 sides, which just makes it all the more difficult to call who could get through and make it to the Premier League out of these 4 sides.
It absolutely does. We've got this first game, haven't we? So this is Bristol City at home to Sheffield United tonight. How important is this home leg going to be?
Yeah, I think it's going to be crucial for Bristol City, isn't it? And we see that if we compare their record home and away across the last 15 games, both home and away. You can see a huge difference in results. So here we have their home form first. They have the second best record in the Championship at home in this period. So 36 points taken, 11 wins, 3 draws and only 1 defeat. You compare that to their away record, they actually have the 3rd worst record in the Championship away from home. So only 10 points taken from these games and only 1 win.
Really shocked at that. I didn't realise it was
it's
that
a
bad.
Huge difference. So you look at this and you think, well, the home leg that is going to be absolutely crucial for Bristol City based on their form. I mean, the one thing they can say is they did manage to get a point at Bramall Lane earlier in the season, but at the same time, Sheffield United are actually one of only 3 sides to have beaten them at Ashton Gate this season. So, yeah, this feels like a very, very big game for Bristol City and one where they really need to take a lead to Bramall Lane.
Then we have got as well, having a look at the table. OK, tomorrow, Coventry hosting Sunderland. I mean, it's been this incredible upturn in form, extraordinary, as Kirsty was saying before, for Frank Lampard. When he was appointed in just November, he's done this. Yeah,
well, this is where they were in November when he took over from Mark Robins. So as you can see, they were down in 17th place with only 17 points from 17 games, only 2 points above the drop zone. It's a quite incredible turnaround to where they are now, and we can show you another graphic which really shows you the impact Frank Lampard has made and the manner in which they have just climbed up this table. So this is their league position by match day in the Championship this season, and we have flagged, of course, here the point where Frank Lampard was appointed. So it did take a little bit of time for them to find their groove, but then this run here, I mean, this is where they won 9 games out of 10, so it's an incredible run which really propelled them right up into playoff contention, and they only actually got into the top 6 for the first time, as you can see, in match day 34, I think it was, around here, and they did just enough at the end of the season to stay in there and clinch that 5th place finish. But yeah, an incredible turnaround, which this graphic really reflects. Frank Lampard has made a fantastic impact there, and they will be very much up for these playoff games for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Same can't be said though for Sunderland. I mean, they kind of stumbled across the line, haven't they?
They did, yeah. Their form was really poor at the end of the season, as we said before. 1 point from the last 6 games, 5 losses consecutively to finish the season, and this is their league position by match day, which kind of tells you a bit about their season. So obviously at the start of the season, they were looking like automatic contenders, weren't they? They started so strongly, but they just fell away, and they sat in that 4th place position for a long period, and their form dipped, but they managed to maintain their place in the playoffs at least, even though their automatic challenge died off. So they are in different form to Coventry of the 2, and we see that form here. So here are their last 6 games. As you can see, 5 defeats from them, and a really disappointing run. The last of those defeats, of course, coming to QPR on the final day of the season, a 1-0 loss in that game. Only 1 goal scored by Sunderland across these 6 games. So they really are in poor form. So a big challenge for them to pick themselves up for these playoff games.
Because anything can happen in a playoff game.
Of course,
yeah.
This could all go out the window, couldn't it?
I know,
and
it normally does, but we'll do it anyway. OK.